All right, YouTube. My name is Tom. I'll be your host for Phase 1 of Operation Valkyrie. What we're going to do here is take a listen to the first song. The first song isn't my song. It's my arrangement of the pre-World War II German national anthem. And I'm not even going to pretend I know how to say it, so I'll let you read it in the video description below. What I've done here, I've already chosen the voices that I'm going to be using for my guitars, everything. So what I want to do is to show you a before and an after. That way you can see what kind of things I'm going to be doing. I'm going to keep moving my hands. You don't want to see the mess of wires back here that's allowing me to use my iPod along with my microphone to record here, so I can substitute the audio here. My God, if I knew it was going to be this much, I'd have prepared better. Here we go. But this is the original. I guess enjoy. Okay, so that is the original version. I have, since then, re-recorded it. The original was recorded on Cakewalk 2002. I think that was the most up-to-date Cakewalk at the time because I did this nearly 20 years ago. I recorded it on a couple of XX guitars through a Bose ME30 guitar processing pedal thing. It's kind of terrible, but I kind of like it. So what I did when I recorded the new one, I used my better gear, and my better gear, this here is a Line 6 POD XT, not very new, and I used Pro Tools 7, also not very new. You can take a look at this computer. It's running Windows XP Service Pack 2, so the automated mixer will keep working with it. That's not very new. The guitars I use now for this are Gibson Les Paul Studio, and Ibanez Artcore, and Ibanez Bass. And so, here's what the new version sounds like. Also, the drums in the first one were done in Fruity Loops. I want to say FL Studio 5. The drums in the new one are done in FL Studio 11. Or 12. This is what the new one sounds like. So that's what the new one sounds like. The big difference between the two, obviously, is just the quality of processing here, the gear, and maybe a couple of decades of futzing around with studio equipment at home. I don't know if you can hear. There's pads in the back, or synth of some sort. Put that in there just to hold down. Excuse me. Just to hold down the root of the notes. So there are chords in there. Obviously, one of the guitars is playing heavy chords, and the other two guitars are playing the vocal line for the anthem, an octave apart. And that's basically it. And I don't know how well the sound will translate in a YouTube video, but to me, the sound difference is very clear. The only thing I did the same between both recordings is for the bass line, I kept that Bose ME30 guitar pedal, and I used the same setting on that one for the bass because it sounds great by itself. With other guitars, it starts to get a bit much, but by itself, just on the bass, it's great. One of these. And so that's, basically what I'm going to do with the entire album. So the rest of these videos are going to be, phase one at least, will be listening to the rest of the songs that I actually wrote. I'll be having with me my acoustic guitar because that's how I wrote them, so I can figure out what I did. And then phase two will be reconfiguring the songs for the new equipment and some new thought processes. All right? Well, I hope you enjoyed this. Probably not very elucidating, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Let me give you a better look at what we're doing here, too. Now, prepare for some vertigo, because I'm going to move the camera around so you can see the stuff. All right? Well, the camera. Let me start with the camera. Hold up. Easiest way to do this will be with a camera of my own. I mean, a different camera of my own. You see here? See here? This is a Handycam, Sony something that I'm videotaping with. So that's what's going on there. Like I said, the guitar modeling processor is a POD-XT. That's not a real good. I was gonna move the camera. Look out! All right, that's the POD-XT or Pod-XT. That's the Digi-01 automated mixer that came with Pro Tools 7 LE limited edition. I guess that's what that stands for. I don't really know. And there's a computer down there. You don't need to see the computer because god damn, it's just a computer. Oh, and I'm playing the tunes so you can hear them and I can hear them at the same time through an old ass iPod and a splitter and headphones and just going back to the input of the mixer. It's a whole thing. It's probably not very well thought out, but I'm an amateur. Well, I think that's it for today. You have a good whatever day it is when you're watching this, all right? See ya.